Yo, what if I told you the most explosive audio of 2025 didn't drop from an album, it dropped from a Fed vault? For years, King Von's legacy sat untouched like a monument carved in drill beats and Chicago concrete. Lil Durk moved like silence was armor. Asian Doll carried Von's name like a torch, emotional, loud, unfiltered, and always one sentence away from controversy. Fans thought the story was already written, stamped, and filed away. But this week, the culture got blindsided by a clip that wasn't supposed to move. A distorted audio file hit a burner rap forum at 2:17 a.m., titled only by its timestamp and a chilling rumor. Federal evidence review cache restored. Nobody knew the source at first. No tag, no face, no official confirmation, but the audio allegedly captured Durk saying a sentence that sounded calm, cold, and career-level dangerous. They gon' test loyalty when pressure sound like proof. The clip cut off right there, but that one line was enough. Say Cheese TV reposted it instantly with the caption, "This ain't old smoke, this is reloaded smoke." Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high. Asian Doll fans fired back immediately, spamming, "Drop the rest. Who cleared this? Why Von's name back in this?" OTF fans were defensive, Drake fans were sipping tea from a safe distance, Can-I fans were adding conspiracy seasoning, and Chicago loyalists were arguing in comment sections like this was a trial by public opinion instead of public record. Because now the internet isn't asking if the leak is real anymore. The internet is asking who hit record on the silence, who hit restore on the file, and who's about to get named when the full audio finally speaks. Because once something like this trends, it doesn't just trend, it threatens to rewrite the timeline. The story didn't break with a press conference, it broke with a glitch in the culture's nerve system, social media. It was December 2025 when a low-key audio engineer from Chicago, known only in producer circles as Southloop Scribe, accidentally dropped a cryptic tweet at 1:27 a.m. that shook the internet harder than most album rollouts. Silence always sounds clean until somebody cleans the silence. It wasn't tagged, it didn't mention names, but the timing, suspiciously perfect, fans screenshotted it instantly. Say Cheese TV reposted it with dramatic narration like this was evidence entering the culture's courtroom. That tweet came from somebody who heard more than he signed for. We're digging. Stay tuned. The algorithms grabbed the post and threw it into the feeds of millions who love rap drama more than rap diplomacy. Comments were flying like bulletproof theories, not bulletproof facts. The culture was acting like a reunion episode of Street Loyalty and Industry Optics. Meanwhile, Lil Durk was in Atlanta at an interview set, laughing casually about collaborations, drip brands, and staying locked in on the music, when a fan screamed from outside the studio window. "Durk, they talking about the deleted call again." Durk turned around, half amused, half irritated. "Deleted calls don't trend unless someone wants them trending." And that line got clipped instantly by a fan recording through a window. The clip hit TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts like a drill beat wrapped in conspiracy packaging. Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high, but the tension was only warming up. At the same time, Asian Doll was backstage at a Houston show when her phone lit up with a notification from a rap fan page she had muted years ago. The message read, "They're reviewing the era around Von again. And someone's about to slip a sentence they can't archive." Asian Doll frowned, rubbing her temples, irritated. "I don't fear sentences, I fear the ones that erase me from the sentence before it drops." She went live on Instagram immediately because when drama trends, Asian Doll doesn't lurk, she broadcasts. "Y'all keep remixing my brother's story like I didn't carry the silence, the pain, and the receipts. If the Fed's reviewing this again, that means somebody human whispered it back into attention. And attention is the real trial." Fans spammed the comment section like it was a reunion stage. "We believe you, Doll. OTF was never united behind the glass. Rico was the hallway ghost. Who leaked this now?" The internet was eating every line like gossip dipped in 808s. Then came the first real twist. A 2016 interview clip of Kayla B. Von's sister resurfaced randomly on YouTube via an Odd Future fan channel that normally posts Tyler nostalgia, not OTF trauma. The clip had Kayla saying playfully but eerily accurately, "If the industry ever audits Von's story, it'll audit the blanks, not the bars." And that line, it aged like prophecy. Say Cheese TV reposted it instantly, blanks. We're digging because blanks always have signatures. And the culture went into detective mode again. At the same time, Trevor T-Scope Ellis, Durk's manager, was caught slipping during a Houston airport paparazzi moment when a reporter asked, "Do you think Rico was miscast by blogs or miscredited by history?" Trevor stopped walking, irritated. "Miscredited? Miscast? Brother, this is me's documented era energy. Runners hear everything. Engineers cut everything. Managers bury everything." But one person heard the warning without signing his name. That means the culture wasn't sloppy. The paperwork was. Fans clipped it instantly. Cassie uploaded her breakdown. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high. And Trevor sounds like he knows more than his professionalism wants to show. But then came the next twist. A small Chicago podcast channel called Trenches and Tea, known for interviewing underground rappers and producers, dropped a voicemail transcript from a 2019 phone call they had once archived. It said, "Rico once told me I don't carry secrets, I carry the roots to secrets. That means I'm not bound by the file, I'm bound by the hallway the file walked through." Fans screenshot it instantly. Hashtags lit up again. Number roots notch rhymes, number hallway receipts, number OTFVS industry whispers. But then came the next big twist. A producer from Compton who once worked Drake adjacent dropped a DM to a rap forum that leaked publicly. It said, "Kendrick deletes tracks when they cross personal lines. Durk deletes timelines when they cross political ones. This story might be sitting at that intersection." Say Cheese reposted it instantly. The intersection? That's where the culture's real pressure lives. The culture collectively said, "So who was really behind this? Who pointed to the grave without showing the body?" Monomix replied cryptically, "I saw the human they turned into a ghost after that night." But the culture was realizing something scarier, not the bars, not the folder, not the leak, but the silence itself becoming the allegation. And that's when Durk said the final line of the morning before walking out to do a press appearance he clearly wasn't mentally ready for. If the culture ever hears the full story, it might not sound like rap anymore. It might sound like motive. And motives don't need ad-libs to hurt, because now the culture wasn't waiting for bars anymore, it was waiting for a sentence only Rico could drop. And the internet knew it was loading, because once a ghost trends, he eventually speaks. The second the teaser audio started bouncing between fan pages, the real drama shifted from the studio lore to the streets, the labels, and the digital underground where deleted files live longer than official statements. OTF was the first camp to feel the shockwave, not because they had proof, but because the internet had already decided the proof was coming. OTF Buna was doing a late-night livestream from his car, jewelry glinting under red streetlights, talking about new merch, upcoming features, and random Oblock nostalgia when the comments flipped the whole mood. Fans spammed, "Buna, the feds talking again, they saying lawyers auditing old drives." Rico trended without a face. Durk silent for 3 days. Buna's smile faded like someone hit the dimmer switch. He leaned into the camera, voice low but razor-edged. "Feds, lawyers, man, only thing scarier than that is somebody who can walk into rooms without being logged. Runners hear everything. That means somebody heard enough to start all this. And it wasn't me." The comments went wild again. Clips of his reaction got stitched into reels and shorts before he even ended the livestream. That moment hit algorithm loops instantly, because real reactions from Chicago legends are digital currency. At the same time, in Atlanta, Lil Durk was doing a radio interview for a feature track he had just dropped with Future. The interview was going smooth, diplomatic, full of industry unity talk, until a host tried to casually press him on the resurfaced rumor storm. Host: "Durk, fans saying your silence wasn't random back then." Durk laughed at first, but the laugh had friction, like a vinyl crackle before a beat drop. "Silence ain't random when the culture's paying attention to who stays silent. I don't talk to ghosts, but ghosts sure talk about me when I don't talk." That line got clipped instantly by a fan recording through the radio station window. The clip spread like wildfire again. Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high, and the internet was remixing his words like they were bars even though they were reactions. Then the next twist came from LA. A TDE producer named Calabasas Chuck, a man who was normally known for melodic genius and experimental synth layering, not rap beef archaeology, posted an Instagram story holding a drive cable like it was a clue in a mystery doc. If the track got deleted, it was deleted for a reason bigger than ego, bigger than bars, bigger than rap itself, and reasons always have witnesses who never signed for the silence. Say Cheese reposted it instantly with narration seasoning like prophecy. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Vaughn's mom Tisha Bennett was feeling the tension differently. She didn't post cryptic, she didn't tease. She just dropped emotional weight like someone tired of the culture remixing pain into entertainment. She tweeted one long message that hit harder than most official press statements. I raised a son, not a storyline. Y'all steady digging like digging is justice, but digging is just attention unless you're ready to handle what comes out the dirt. And this week, y'all not digging bars, y'all digging rooms. Rooms have echoes, echoes have names. And names have consequences. Fans screenshotted it instantly and stitched it into dramatic thumbnails. Von's mom says echoes have names. That clip hit algorithm loops instantly. Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high. But then the next twist came from a place nobody expected. Houston, the sneaker event hallway. A fan named Jade Cloudkicker Monroe was doing a livestream inside a sneaker event backstage area when she accidentally overheard a conversation between two producers who were Drake adjacent once but not anymore. Producer 1: If Rico speaks, he might mention Vaughn, not because Vaughn was in the file but because Vaughn was the era around the file. Producer 2: Era around the file. That means the file was deleted to protect the narrative, not the rapper. Jade nearly dropped her drink, but she didn't drop her live stream. She turned her phone slightly toward the vent system where the conversation was coming through. Fans screenshotted it instantly. That moment went viral instantly. Jade overhears producers debating deletion motives live. Say Cheese stitched the moment like a prosecutor reading off evidence. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high. Meanwhile, Rico was still silent offline, but his silence was now trending like a shadow behind a spotlight. Then Monomix reactivated his Twitter after 5 years of silence and tweeted a one-liner that sounded like someone handing the culture a magnifying glass dipped in gasoline. If you can't find the file, find the person who knew the file was worth deleting. That tweet hit 1.8 million impressions in 30 minutes. Say Cheese reposted it instantly with dramatic narration. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high, but the next twist came from the game's cousin, Jason Caldwell. Jason posted an Instagram story holding a blue bandana next to a mixing console like he was narrating from the trenches of street industry overlap politics. Rico was undocumented because someone wanted him invisible. Invisible men carry the most dangerous metadata because they're not legally bound by deletion. They're bound by memory. And memory doesn't expire when the culture keeps screenshotting it. Say Cheese reposted it instantly. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high, but then came Can I fans reacting like culture guardians protecting genius mythology. Ye inspires disses by existing, but ye doesn't inspire deletion panic. Deletion panic means someone else feared the diss more than ye feared being dissed. Drake fans replied like chart generals protecting their empire. Drives don't win beefs, bars do, but if bars get deleted, drives narrate. Rico might have carried drives, but Kendrick carried bars, respect hierarchy. Fans were shocked, emotions ran high. But the real cliffhanger wasn't the sides, it was the silence. Because now we know Kendrick deleted a file, TDE buried a folder, Maya leaked a location, Monomix leaked memory fragments, Jason dropped implication seasoning. OTF reacted nervously. Trevor flinched without flinching, which is his brand. But Rico trended without speaking, and trending without speaking is always the loudest sentence in rap drama. And that sentence, it's still loading. And the culture can feel it buffering like a beat about to drop but hasn't dropped yet. Because once a ghost trends, he eventually speaks. By now the story had fully transformed. This wasn't a legal headline anymore, this was a culture trial. The kind where the judge is the internet, the jury is the fans, and the evidence is every sentence rappers wish they never said out loud. Chicago fan pages were moving like they had badges now. One account, O Block Archives, dropped a video stitching old 2016 livestream clips of Vaughn hanging around studios with his crew, slowed down with ominous bass humming under it. The voiceover said, "He wasn't a suspect, he was the era, but eras have echoes and echoes have handlers." Say Cheese TV reposted the clip instantly with their own narration layered over it like seasoning. "This ain't about bars. This is about who handled the silence around the bars." The post hit 2.9 million views in under 6 hours. Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high, but the speculation was only escalating. Then a TikTok investigator named Kia Clipcourt Jackson uploaded a thread that felt like a breakdown episode, except this time she had receipts instead of speculation. Her thread said, 2016, same month, same city. Same studio street, Tyler deletes audio, Durk deletes presence, Rico deletes relevance by vanishing, Vaughn deletes nothing but gets deleted from the narrative. That means Vaughn's name wasn't attached to the file. It was attached to the room around the file. The thread exploded. The culture loves dramatic arithmetic when it feels like fate. Can-I fan pages tried to counter-narrate, but it backfired spectacularly. One page uploaded a rant that sounded like denial mixed with desperation. "Ye is a visionary, not a casualty of someone else's vault panic." Cassie stitched a reaction instantly, smirking like a reunion host who already knows the cast hates each other. "Visionary? That man invented deleting verses, but he didn't invent deleting witnesses. That's someone else's department." Fans went crazy again. The algorithm loves when fan bases fight like siblings who inherited different trauma. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's silence finally broke in public, not by choice but by pressure. He went live from a tour bus holding a cup of coffee, trying to look casual, but his voice had that same slow storm energy everyone was profiling now. "Man, y'all acting like silence is a contract violation. Silence is the only thing that kept Chicago breathing back then. I ain't mad at the audio, I'm mad at the idea that somebody else's curiosity summoned the legal radar." That means the culture was being directed, not documented. A fan in the livestream chat said, "So who directed it, Durk?" Durk smirked again, but the smirk had frost on it now. "Not me." He didn't say more. Because saying more means narrating yourself into the allegation. At the same time, King Von's close friend Mewup dropped a leaked voice note that hit like emotional testimony. Vaughn was the truth in rooms full of subliminal poets and architectural egos. He didn't carry the smoke, he carried the possibility of smoke. And possibility is the one thing the industry deletes without trial. Say Cheese TV reposted it instantly with dramatic narration. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high. Meanwhile, Asian doll fans were feeling the storm differently, not analytical, emotional. Her fanbase doesn't investigate with magnifying glasses, they investigate with heartbreak and vendetta-flavored captions. One Asian doll fan page posted, "She carried Vaughn's legacy like it was alive, but the industry carried her wording like it was dangerous." Cassie reacted instantly, zooming into the line like it was auditioning for the reunion stage. "Dangerous wording is a sport in Chicago, but deletion panic, that's the real Olympics." Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high, and the rap family left divided again because deletion is always personal to someone. Then came the next twist from a producer in Atlanta, known only as Peachtree P, who had once worked with Durk but now sounded like someone who was tired of watching Chicago get narrated by coastal creatives. He went live on YouTube, low budget, high tension. "Let's talk roots. Rico was a drive runner, right? Runners don't walk into sessions, they walk into hallways. That hallway was West Coast booked," Chicago observed, and industry feared the next morning. That means the leak wasn't the crime. The crime was the assumption that a man carrying drives was legally irrelevant until the culture made him headline relevant again. He paused, dramatic like someone letting the beat breathe. The culture doesn't fear rap giants. The culture fears the ones who make rap giants feel giant by erasing the narrative around them. Fans screenshotted that instantly too, because that sounded like a villain profile. Meanwhile, back in Houston, another sneaker event audio clip leaked of two producers debating who really feared the track's narrative more. Producer 1, "Drake feared losing influence optics, not bars." Producer 2, "Can I feared being psychoanalyzed by sarcasm, not verses." Producer 1, "Durk feared narrative guilt more than lyrical guilt." Producer 2, "Rico feared being invisible forever." Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high. The culture was profiling motives like they were mixtape tracklists. But then came the biggest twist of all. A former intern at Sound Cluster Studios named Milo the Timestamp Kid leaked a 2016 memory fragment that hit like emotional evidence but without the emotional. Rico was there because someone wanted eyes in the hallway without signing in the room. That means the culture was curated, not recorded. Curated stories always have invisible editors. And editors always fear when the unedited version leaks. Say Cheese TV reposted that instantly too. Fans are shocked. Emotions ran high. Meanwhile, the culture collectively realized the audio was corrupted, but the narrative was pristine, and pristine narratives don't delete themselves. Somebody deleted them. And once the culture smells the editor behind the curtain, they don't ask for bars anymore. They ask for the face that approved deleting the bars. But Rico still hasn't spoken publicly, and when a ghost stays silent this long while trending, that means the next chapter isn't a track, it's a statement, and Statements don't need beats to trend. By this point, the blogs were no longer reporting the case, they were performing the case. There's a difference. Reporting asks questions. Performing makes the audience feel like the questions are already answered, and the answers are just stuck in loading mode. And the internet loves nothing more than a story that feels like a truth that can't fully breathe yet but keeps coughing loudly enough to trend. A Chicago-based entertainment lawyer known only by the nickname Legal Laro went live on Instagram wearing a suit that was one size too tight and a face that was one level too annoyed. He tried to sound calm, but calm doesn't exist when the culture is already in meltdown mode. Laro leaned into the camera and said, "Y'all treating a rumor like it's a motion. Motions require signatures, rumors require attention. Attention is the only signature the internet accepts now." Someone in the comments shouted, "So is the FBI angle real or nah?" Laro smirked, exhausted. FBI angle is just the seasoning. The real question is who sprinkled it. And that right there was the turning point, because now the culture wasn't asking about evidence, it was asking about curation. Who curated the silence, who curated the leak, who curated the fear, and who curated the whispers that reached Sony legal faster than the audio file ever reached a pair of headphones. Meanwhile, Durk finally broke silence again, but this time not in a live stream, in an interview with a rap news page that normally posts trap tea and celebrity mess, but this time was posting Durk like he was an artifact being reviewed by the timeline itself. Interviewer: "Durk, do you think Rico is being framed by memory or protected by deletion?" Durk exhaled, rubbed his beard, leaned back like someone who was clearly tired of narrating someone else's mystery. Protected by deletion? Nah, protected by assumption. The industry assumed a man carrying drives couldn't carry narrative impact. That assumption is the real encryption key that kept him safe this long. The clip hit 2.4 million views. Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high. The culture was profiling assumptions like suspects now. Meanwhile, Vaughn's mom Tisha posted another tweet, calm, but the calm that sounds like someone who knows the next line will shake more than headlines, it'll shake loyalty hierarchies. Y'all steady saying why now? The real question is why then? Why was someone's relevance so threatening that the industry paid for silence instead of audio destruction? The culture screenshotted that instantly. The algorithm loves when a mother narrates like she's talking to the streets and the industry simultaneously. Then Asian Doll did the unexpected. She didn't go cryptic this time. She went personal vendetta with existential commentary, which is her brand when pain meets headlines. Asian Doll live. I carried Vaughn's legacy like it was alive. The industry carried his wording like it was dangerous. But dangerous wording isn't a crime unless someone fears the consequences of the wording more than the wording itself. Fans spammed again. Drop the names, Doll. We ready? OTF versus industry meltdown. Asian Doll smirked cold. Names ain't beats, they drop when they want, not when y'all demand. Then she ended the livestream abruptly. Cliffhanger energy, classic Cassie-style pacing without Cassie even being present. Then came the next twist from a producer known only as Timestamp T, who posted a 4-minute YouTube video holding a drive cable and looking like someone who had seen too many sessions to stay quiet about the ones that never got credits. 2016, same building, same night. Rico was close enough to overhear a conversation that summoned Sony Legal the next morning. That means someone else feared the possibility of that audio resurfacing later. Fear is the real editor of deleted rap history. The clip hit 1.9 million views. Fans were shocked, emotions ran high. Then the culture got even louder when a TikTok investigator named Kia Clipcourt Jackson stitched together old videos showing how runners like Rico could walk into rooms without signing NDAs because people assumed they were carrying equipment, not carrying narrative consequences. Kia narration? A man carrying drives doesn't need clearance when the industry assumes he's irrelevant. But once relevance is restored by the culture, the man doesn't carry the drives anymore. He carries the story around the drives. That clip hit algorithm loops instantly. Comments were wild. Rico ain't engineer, he was observer. Observer becomes narrator when audio dies. Narrator becomes suspect when silence trends. Fans were shocked again. Emotions ran high. Meanwhile, Durk's manager Trevor tried to post a professional statement, but the culture dragged the professionalism into suspicion. The statement said, "OTF respects the legacy and unity of Chicago drill. We do not endorse unverified claims about federal audio involvement." Cassie stitched a reaction instantly. "Respect unity, that statement looks like panic wearing a tie." Fans were shocked. Emotions ran high. The rap family was left divided again because once a manager speaks like a press release, the culture speaks like a remix with no mastering. Then came the most unexpected twist. A producer from LA known only as Rosecrans Rory posted a leaked memory fragment in a Reddit comment that immediately got reposted by rap fan pages. It said, "Tyler deletes tracks when they cross personal lines. Durk deletes presence when it crosses politics. Rico deleted relevance when he vanished, but the system deleted patience when it realized the culture could restore everything they tried to archive." Say Cheese TV reposted that instantly with dramatic narration. "This story didn't die, it hibernated, and when stories hibernate, the most dangerous thing isn't the bars, it's the person who knew the bars were worth hibernating." Fans were shocked, emotions ran high. Then Durk finally said a line that wasn't cryptic but hit like a truth disguised as irritation. "If the culture ever hears the full story, it won't sound like rap, it'll sound like motive. And motives don't need ad-libs to trend." That line trended instantly. Meanwhile, Rico still hadn't spoken publicly. But the culture knows when a ghost stays silent while trending, it means he's not hiding anymore. He's waiting for his entrance music. And the scariest entrance music in rap drama, it's not a beat, it's the moment the silence finally says, "I was there." But we're not at that sentence yet, we're at the tension right before it. And the culture can feel it buffering. So here we are. A case the culture assumed was resting suddenly back in the spotlight, dragging old whispers into new algorithms and turning the past into a trending topic that feels impossible to ignore now. Lil Durk, King Von's legacy, Asian Doll's emotional testimony, and those FBI rumors swirling around like seasoning on a story nobody can fully verify but everybody can feel. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and the rap family was left divided between people demanding answers and people scared of the answers existing at all. This whole thing isn't just rap drama, this is narrative warfare. Audio can be deleted, screenshots can be denied, hallways can't be muted. The culture doesn't fear the file, it fears the hands that handled deleting the file. And right now, the biggest handprint belongs to a man who hasn't even spoken yet. Rico's silence turned into the loudest headline of all, and the culture is waiting like this is a season finale loading without a release date. And now it's on you. Don't watch this like it's archived history. Watch this like it's unfinished smoke that might ignite again any second. Hit that like button so the algorithm knows you want more pressure, more twists, more timeline chaos. Subscribe if you want the next update before the blogs even finish typing it. And most importantly, comment your theory like you're talking to the culture directly. Who do you think knew enough to delete relevance from a moment? Do you think the silence was protection, panic, or politics? Talk to us in second person, tell us what you think really happened, and let your voice join the courtroom of public opinion. Because one thing is clear, the story isn't over. It's waiting for your reaction to decide how loud it gets next.